Welcome back to another trading video. This was a trade I had aligned out July 25th, so 5 days ago. But as you can see, there was never an entry for me to enter on, so that trade did not happen. But you can see price respected this large imbalance and then traded higher. So what are we likely to hit today? Probably these relative equal highs. They were technically taken out, but to me, they still remain relative until they're taken out with a bunch of force, right? On the daily NQ, trading in a weekly fair value gap. Weekly order block, which is this. Yep. Go on the 4 hours, see what's happening. Relative equal highs as well, but we also have lows down here that are relative. We respected that 50% of that huge order block on the hourly. Price took out sell stops, it also took out buy stop. So this could go either way, but in my mind it's leaning a little bit more towards the upside. The NQ has those highs on tap. Now important to know that there's equal lows right here. Now taking the trade off this fair value gap to the downside isn't a bad idea. News candle will probably take out those equal lows, but yep, lows have just been swept. Check the next draw on liquidity. It's probably just going to turn to this fair value gap. If it reacts, you already know. If not, you already know. Oh yeah, I was gonna mark out these lows a second ago. Prices just swept them. Not sure here. Isn't a horrible idea. You can see price traded to that hourly fair value gap. NQ is more bearish, but it already traded into this hourly fair value gap. I'd like to see it break above this high, then trade into fair value gap, and then move higher. That's what I would like to see. Will we see it? Who knows? I don't think I can enter short here because this still has potential to go to the upside. Would I rather take the upside trade or the downside trade? Well, what is more likely? Since it's trading this hourly fair value gap, it's more likely price will continue higher, especially after already sweeping these lows on NQ. Now on ES, my issue is that price swept these lows, traded into this order block, and now reacted to the upside. That's why I'm not comfortable entering this trade. But who knows, I may be wrong. and this trade might work out. Entered this order block, tapped into it, and then continued higher, which I wasn't comfortable entering. So boom, price broke that. Now I'd want to enter off of this fair value gap to the upside. We want to see price body closure above though. If it doesn't body close above, it's not going to be valid. This body has to close above this red line. See, it didn't happen. So this is not valid anymore. Now it didn't happen here either, which means it still has a chance to move lower. But I always want to take the highest probability trade, and to me, just swept out buy side, just swept out sell side. It's now in the middle of the range. Neither side seems to if the 5-minute closure is below this order block, I'll enter short. Dang, I didn't get to enter on time. I hesitated for a moment. That's fine though, should enter back into this range. This fair value gap to me isn't valid anymore, it didn't break any high. We're gonna have to move this a little lower into this inverse fair value gap now, because we entered we're gonna enter late, but this is pretty much confirmed it's going to move lower at this point, so I'm fine with that. See, one more minute.
Order filled.
Alright, we got entered in our position. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with this position. Price respected this fair value gap, but at this point I think it's just going to move lower, take out these lows down here. So we want to see price disrespect that fair value gap in there in that 1 minute time frame. And if it doesn't, we'll likely just be stopped, and that's completely okay. I want to see price disrespect that, basically, which it looks like it's not doing. If price can't break this within the next 2 candles, then we'll likely be stopped. So disrespected again, not a good sign. Now I did mention earlier, price just tapped into this 15-minute order block, but I do believe that it's more likely price wants to retrace down into this, since I believe this 15-minute is not, just tapped 50%, so I might be wrong about that. I did not think this 15-minute order block was in 50%. I thought it was around 40, and usually price retraces to 50. I thought this was in 50, so I may be wrong about that, but we'll have to see. So I need price to stop doing that. I just need to, if it keeps closing below each low, that's a good sign, but if it keeps doing this chop chop action, it's not a good sign. Good signal we're going to move higher, especially since we're trading in an hourly fair value gap on the opposite signal. If price can break below this low on 15-minute, we're good. If not, I'm moving stops to break even. Always got to play it safe and eliminate losing trades if possible. So price has to break below that low for me to stay in this trade in the next 20 seconds. If not, we're leaving this trade. So literally traded to the line. I've never really experienced that before, so I don't know if that's good or not, but I don't think it's very good. But I'll just let us stay in this trade since it was on the line. It could trade up in this for value and move lower, or it could just take us out. Either one is fine, really. So this is the trade I was planning earlier. If price had broke above this high, which it did not, but it's planning to long this. Yep.
Order filled.
That's fine. Break even trade again today. If this 15-minute order block wasn't in 50%, then this trade would have a good chance of working. But since it already was in 50%, I think this trade will not work anymore. This looks more likely of working now. Actually, let's see. Take out that buy side. Actually, this finally looks like it's starting to work out as soon as I left, which is fine. I could just re-enter.
Order filled.
All right. I'm not leaving this trade anymore. This trade broke again below. Looks good. I'm gonna go eat food.
Order filled.
What's up, guys? We're back and we're going to go over our trade that we took. I'm back from eating food. And yeah, let's get straight into it because I'm pretty upset at myself. Actually, I broke 2 rules today. It's not a good thing. Number 1, do not leave trade early. Why did I break this rule? I hesitated to enter when I said I would all the way back here. I said if it closes below this 5-minute candle, right? If it closes below this order block, I would enter. It closed right at it, which is practically below, basically the same thing. Guess what? I didn't enter right when I could have, which I should have, right? And then I realized my mistake when I exited at break even here, because I realized, price traded up, took out this small buy side, respected this 50%, and then had a huge move lower. So that's a good sign we're going to move lower. And then I broke a second rule, which is one trade a day. I took a second trade to make up for the break even that I took earlier because I knew that the trade was likely to work out. So I'm quite upset with myself for breaking these rules. The only way I can justify it is, since I left the trade early, I try to find a re-entry position so that I wouldn't make that same rule break again. So basically, I would just re-enter on a good re-entry and continue my original trade plan, which was to target these lows. So that's my justification for it, but I'm still quite upset with myself that I broke these rules. Nevertheless, it was a pretty solid trade. I always want to take the trade that's in between the time frame from 10 to 11 a.m. If it's past 11 a.m., it's still valid if the confluences are valid, but it's just less likely. All right. And yeah, that was my trade for today. Thank you for watching. Roblox out.